Make sure you've packed your raincoat and slap on those galoshes because it's time to hit that hyperdrive and check out our very own clone army. The El Kamino synergy combines the card cloning capabilities of the DNA with the effect cloning capabilities of Blueprint and Brainstorm, along with the times 0.25 molt scaling effect of Hologram every time a card is added to your deck. This wombo combo works well with most decks, but in particular, blue deck benefits from having the extra hand, which means it's less risky to use DNA. Red deck's extra discard makes it easier for finding the desired card that you want to duplicate. The checker deck is also good because it's already fixed for you, being 26 hearts and 26 spades, and the abandoned deck, due to its lowest starting count of 40 cards, means that duplicating cards doesn't quite water down your deck as much as in others. And although not necessarily bad, I will say that running the black deck is typically a little riskier due to its -1 hand, which makes it a little more difficult to play that DNA. As for best hands, you obviously will be playing a lot of high cards due to how the DNA works, but you typically want to pivot over to 5-card hands such as flushes or 5 of a kinds or flush houses in the endgame since they're higher scoring. This is unless, of course, you're rocking a real strong high card build with a bunch of red steals or blue steals or some other jokers that we'll get into in a bit. In general, you want to avoid straights because by duplicating cards, it just makes it tougher to get these reliably. And just as a general tip, you want to be focusing on cloning cards that already have enhancements and that are already kind of kitted out, so to speak. The El Kamino is already one of the most versatile and busted combos in the entire game, which has further synergies with a ton of different other jokers, depending on which direction you want to go. For example, Blue Joker with its +2 chips for each remaining card in deck works particularly well with the Plasma deck, and since you'll consistently be adding 2 cards at a time with the DNA Blueprint Wombo combo, this thing can scale quite fast. The Trading Card Joker is also a super valuable pickup since Hologram doesn't lose any of its molt scaling once you remove a card from your deck, so having Trading Card allows you to pare it back a bit and avoid overinflating your deck with all the cards that you'll be adding by removing them with discards. If you're feeling like a metal man, then the Steel Joker and its 0.2x molt for each steel card in your deck can also be super valuable, and as mentioned before, is perfect for one of those high card builds. Since not only will you get the X molt from the steel cards in hand when you play the high card, but also from the scaling from the Steel Joker as well. Vampire can also be a massive pickup with its 0.1 X molt per scoring card enhancement played, which then removes the enhancement. So this allows you to duplicate tons of enhancement cards and then use them to scale Vampire at will. Baron is one of the most busted jokers in the game, and each king held in hand gives times 1.5 molt. So if you're lucky enough to pair this with the El Kamino build, start juicing your deck with those kings, and then keep on the lookout for any opportunity to either add a red seal, blue seal, or steel card enhancement to these kings. This combo can be so powerful with the Mime Joker that you can literally break the game. Next up is the Shoot the Moon, which is kind of the queen equivalent of Baron, where each queen held in hand gives you +13 molt and is also good for high card builds, but not quite as good as the Baron. Stone Joker's +25 chips for each stone card in your deck can also be great as well, especially with Plasma deck with the molt chip balancing, and the Driver's License ×3 molt if your deck contains at least 16 enhanced cards, which should be pretty easy to achieve with the El Kamino, can be a solid and reliable pickup early on for that X molt. Glass Joker can be super valuable with its X molt scaling when glass cards are destroyed, and since you have El Kamino, you'll have an endless supply of glass cards to break. If you're running that Lucky card build, keep an eye out for Lucky Cat with its X molt scaling if the Lucky cards trigger, and when you're playing 5 of these at a time, you're going to be scaling this bad Larry quick. Cloud9 is arguably the most cracked economy joker when paired up with El Kamino, since you earn $1 for each 9 in your deck at the end of each round, and with the DNA Blueprint combo, you can be printing those things like the factory. And lastly, Wee Joker with its +8 chips when each 2 is scored can scale incredibly quickly if you deck fix to have a whole bunch of 2s. And lastly, you want to avoid this guy at all costs. This is no bueno for sure, and that's the Erosion Joker, which discourages you adding cards to your deck, so completely goes against everything the El Kamino represents. Straight up garbaccio. As for best tarot and spectral cards, keep an eye out for any of the enhancement tarots, depending on which enhancement jokers you pick up, so steel cards, glass cards, lucky cards, whatever it may be, and any of the seal spectral cards such as Talisman, Deja Vu, and Trance are fantastic because then you can clone a whole bunch of them. Familiar, Grim, and Incantation are useful for adding more enhanced cards to your deck to clone, and Cryptid is great for just quick further duplication. Lastly, although rare, Aura can be super useful for adding addition to your cards and then cloning that, especially if you're fortunate enough to get Polychrome. As for boss blinds, keep an eye out for the Psychic and the Pillar, which basically just shut down your opportunity to use DNA for that round since you must play 5 cards with Psychic, and for the Pillar, all cards played previously in the ante are debuffed, so you might not get to clone your favorite card. These aren't the end of the world though, but what you definitely want to watch out for are the DEFCON 1 level boss blinds. This is the Needle and the Mouth. For the Needle, you can only play one hand, and if you're in that rhythm of that DNA duplication and you're trying to get your clone army up and it's automatic at that point, then you can totally screw up your run out of nowhere and accidentally just play that high card and fail the scoring. I've done it before. Don't make the same mistake as me. And the other one is the Mouth, where only one hand type can be played this round. So if you're not running that high card build, be careful of, once again, just instinctively running that DNA high card to get your duplication when you don't have any scoring potential, and then locking yourself into a slow defeat. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Let me know your tips and favorite combos down below. Thanks for tuning on in, and we'll catch you next time. Adios, amigos.